That hurt.
I know Pete doesn't like him. Not as a person, doesn't think he's got the skills to pay the bills or whatever. But I think Duncan McGuire has potential.
How many,
all right,
how many goals did he have last season?
A lot. Well, not enough.
14 or something like that?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe 11. It doesn't matter. But, the thing about Pete sometimes, when we talk about center forwards, Pete would hate our homeboy from the day. God damn it. I just forgot his name. McBride. Thank you.
Okay. You said from the day, so I'm going back. I'm like,
yeah. So, McBride didn't have footy skills. He wasn't going to dribble by anybody. But you know what? McBride had an absolute knowledge of his limitations as a player. And so Brian McBride would go out there and do what he knew he could do, which is be in the right place at the right time in the box, be great with his head in the air. He was good at that. And so sometimes to be a great striker, you don't need to be Mr. Goddamn best player in the world. You just need to know your limitations and then be in the right place.
The fact is none of our strikers are perfect everywhere in the aspects of being a striker.
No,
they all have their own little perfections or the areas that they're perfected. Not even perfected, but they excel in.
And they have their imperfections.
Yeah.
And so to be a great striker, you don't need to be the best player. You really don't. You just need to have a great soccer IQ. Some of the best scoring center forwards in the history of the game weren't the most skilled players. Like Brian McBride is not a super skilled guy, but what he did have is a massive soccer IQ, always knew where to be in the right place, was great in the air and great at shielding the ball. And he wasn't a great passer, but he could shield the ball and pop it off to somebody. I mean, he just knew his limitations. So I would say to Pete, don't be so hard on Duncan McGuire already. Let the kid play. Let's see what he can do here at Blackburn. Maybe he isn't the most skilled player, but maybe he'll turn into a great poacher or a great scorer of goals, which just doesn't mean you're the best player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
McGuire's transfer, I can't believe I forgot Brian McBride's name. Talk about brain dead.
I like how he just went through. You're like, going back in the day, I'm just like, I immediately went to McBride. I wouldn't even pay attention to like some of the other, bigger names from before then. Even, I'm just like,
what threw me for the loop? McGuire, McBride.
I got
so I'm like,
McGuire.
Yeah, I had McGuire still stuck in my head. McGuire's transfer to Blackburn was reconfirmed at 11 p.m. UK time. Yep. You can't be Brian McBride if McGuire is in Orlando. Because remember, who did have McBride start with? Preston North End. And then he went to Everton. And then he went to Germany. And then he finally ended up at Fulham. So he bounced all over.
He ended up at Columbus before he went to Fulham.
Yeah, in between there, he went back to MLS. All in between those stints.
Yeah, who was there with Germany? Leverkusen? Or was that Donovan?
No.
That was Donovan.
God, who was he with in Germany? Wolfsburg.
Thank you.
Man, my brain still works, and I'm sick. It's amazing. Holy crap.
Yeah. Some little section of your brain back here popped up, and it's like, Wolfsburg.
It's crazy how I remember some things, and then I can't even remember my own fucking name the next.
Scorpion Larry had it, too.
Scorpion Larry.
He was in 2 Bundesliga rookie year.
So what I'm saying is McGuire could start from the championship, the second level, and if he can pull up a McBride by just being in the right place at the right time and scoring lots of goals, he can end up in the Premier League. It's possible.
Sure, it's always possible.
And he don't have. And my point on the show is going to clip and play is, I disagreed with Pete, and I said, okay, I don't disagree with Pete. I don't think that Duncan McGuire is the most talented, technically gifted player. But so what? McBride wasn't either. That's my point. Yep. You just need to score goals. That's all. That's
still a fine topic to have. I mean, quite frankly, it doesn't matter if he does go to Blackburn in the end anyways.
I mean, there were prolific scorers in the Premier League who were not gifted either with physical skills or necessarily overwhelming technical skills. I'm thinking of the guy who played until he was like before. Teddy Sheringham. But Sheringham just knew where to be to put the goals in. That's why he played for so long. Even when his physical attributes declined demonstrably, he was just a goal scorer. So people wanted Teddy Sheringham on the team. How in the hell do I remember Teddy Sheringham?
That hurt.